So let's look at your moments in incarceration, treatment. In the
Okay,
cell.
so the first cell, Railways, when I walked in, I was in shock.
How
It was
so?
so dark. There's no lights in there. So the light is from like, if you want any lights coming from the corridor where the police officers are, it's like this is what you'd call the counter back. That's where the lights are. So in the cell itself, there's no light and there's like very small holes for ventilation. It reminded me of being, every time I've been to any of the slave dungeons, like in Cape Coast or Elmina, it was the smell in there, it was just like that. And my first thought was, wow, I can't believe they bring they bring people here, like, this is how they treat slaves. Like, I felt instantly, like I felt like a slave. And the water wasn't flowing.
Okay.
So there was no water flowing. So if you want to...
That was at Railways?
Yes, if you want water, you have to buy, like, so the inmates there they would buy pure water and use it for everything. So if you want to, that's what you have to do. There's no
So
water
who was
flowing.
buying the pure water for them, the sachet water? Who was buying
So if they have family members, well-wishers, like myself, I was, my family brought water. And so, like, basically, even to kind of wipe myself down or even use the washroom. I tried to avoid using the washroom, but I had to, like, literally take sachet waters, each one, and put it into a bucket. And then that was how you would, like, shower or do anything.
How many of you were in the cells?
In the female cells, there's not a lot of people. So in the initial one, there was 2 other women.
Okay.
And then when I went to GHOne, initially I was alone. And in GHOne, the toilet itself is non-functional. And apparently it's been blocked for about 4 months. So, like, everything is still in there. So you can, between the cell and the loo, there's no door. So if you're in there, the stench, it's unbelievable.
And how many days were you there?
I was there for one night, for
Okay.
1 day, yeah.
Okay.
I was there for 1 day. And
at any point in your incarceration, were you manhandled, abused, verbally, physically?
So let me start with one of the stations when I got there, when I got to GHOne, they wouldn't allow me to make a phone call to let my family know where I was, let my lawyer, because so nobody actually knew where I was. So
Why? Did you question why?
Of course I questioned. They just said, basically, they don't give you answers. They just say, no, you're not allowed. I don't know if it was like an order that was given to them or if they were acting on their own, but this is something that was consistent in every station. And when I spoke to the other people that were arrested, this is something that's quite common. And as I was in the cell, I spoke to other inmates who had been there, some for years and whatever. And it's quite a common occurrence that the police can actually detain you and they will strip you of your right to contact anybody. So I actually started wondering, all these people that we see that are missing, how do we know they're not, like, stuck in a police cell somewhere and the police has not allowed them to contact anyone? So that's the first, like, term of abuse. Wasn't allowed to call my lawyer. And when I was at GHOne police station, and when I got to a station, I was at cantonments. When I initially got there, I said I'm asthmatic, so I need, like, my inhaler. So I need to call my family. They said, well, you can't call your family. I said, like, I really need to, because it's, they need to know I'm here, and then I need my inhaler. They said no.
So let me get this straight. So when you went to Railways, you were not allowed to contact the family, and then
at Railways, the CID allowed me to contact my family, so I got one phone call.
Okay.
Yes. So Railways, I was allowed to do that.
Okay.
So this was just a theme in GHOne and cantonments.
Okay.
Yes.
So at GHOne and cantonments, your final place was at cantonments.
Cantonments, yeah.
You were not allowed to contact any family. Initially. For how many days?
They managed to find out I was there, so I didn't actually get to. So they found out I was there, and there was, like, in a way they couldn't deny I was there. So then they came the next day. After the first night, they were there the next day. So I didn't actually get to contact them. They just found out through the grapevine that I was there. So the next morning they came over.